So, hi guys, and welcome to this week's budget review. So, for those of you who are new here, I picked the Hemlock and Oak 2023 Daily Planner for my budget planner for this year. And yes, I know he is a tad bit dirty. He is well loved, as you can see. I've definitely been in and out of these pages a lot. But other than that, I mean, this is a well-made, well-crafted planner. I think that's Cookie Crumbs. And yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this planner. I've already purchased the 2024 edition for next year. And if you haven't checked them out yet, feel free to check out their website. I got a link down in the description below. It gives you, I believe, 10% off of your order. They also have free downloads and PDFs. If you're on a budgeting journey such as me and you don't want to pay for your planner, I mean, I completely understand that. I printed my weekly version if you've seen those plan with me's. But other than that, let's go ahead and get right into this week's budget review. So, we're just going to start with that quote again. I love that quote. The oak was once an acorn that stood its ground. I love it because it goes with the whole hemlock and oak theme. But I mean, that's a mighty little quote, and I love it at the beginning of my budget journey. So, what they do is they give you this 2 years overview, and I chose to put my projected payoff dates on this. Those are the things that are highlighted in pink. And then I just proceeded to highlight how long it took me to pay off each of the accounts. So far for this year, I've paid off Walmart, Kohl's, the Capital Platinum, Gazelle, City, and I'm currently focusing on Discover, which I would like to have paid off by the end of December. Is that going to happen? Probably not, but you know what, guys, when you're on a budget journey like this, there's always hope. So I did print off a Detrus chart. This is by Heidi Nash. I love her little budgeting coloring sheets and that they're so fun to use. And it kind of helps gamify the whole paying off your debt thing. So that's where I'm at with this. And the beautiful thing that I love about this is I made it to where different colors are associated with different types of payments for this card. And I've stated in previous videos, with the whole Discover card, it's really only, I want to say it's like 30, maybe $35 for the minimum payment. So I've already been paying more per month, so I've just been putting 100 on it. Those are the orange, that's what I call my standard, but just keep in mind that each month it should have really only been like one block. So just even upping your minimum right there, that will help take this down faster, which I mean we all know mentally, but like this is a way to actually visualize it. I've also started doing extra payments on each Sunday. So I think that's the biggest one for me because for some reason in my mind I thought like the bonus payments were going to fill it up faster, but it's really these extra payments that I've been doing every Sunday towards my focus account. And I mean, we could definitely see like this whole Detrus chart is really starting to be consumed by the yellow. So just even those little mini extra payments of 25 and 50 here, those do really add up. So I'm seeing a lot of progress with that. And after you get those whole 2 years at a glance type pages, they give you 1 year of a planning overview. I kind of made this like my little budget dashboard. So basically, I just took all my paydays. I'm not quite sure why I needed that on the sheet, but I guess it was the easiest thing for me to start tracking down. So those are all highlighted. Of course, I did like my focus accounts. So like this one, I guess this side of the page here would be easier to explain this. Is I color coded those, so my focus accounts are red. And when I was able to pay them off, I highlighted it. So I know when I paid off Kohl's. I know when I paid off Best Buy. So it's not even just me saying, like, I know I paid it off that month. I know exactly when. I highlighted holidays in purple. Birthdays are blue. Okay, vehicle expenses are in orange. Again, these are things that come about like once a year. The driver's license is every 4 years. So it does help me look ahead and know that, like, hey, these things are going to be due. So that's kind of nice because now I can actually plan ahead, even though I've been thinking I've been planning ahead. It wasn't until I did one of these dashboards where I finally got to realize how important it is to know months in advance. So I'm definitely not missing those this year. Large amounts of money in and out are in yellow. And of course, my beautiful taxes. Okay, so I even know when tax day was. I think that's pretty much everything on this page. Okay, they give you a wonderful holiday layout. It is created and manufactured in Canada, hence the Canada holidays. But they were generous enough to include the US ones. But I mean, like I said, this is my budget planner. I'm not really looking for the holidays other than the ones that I marked, because these are the ones that I spend the monies on. Budget planning. Okay, so then they follow up with an important page, and I chose to do my starting balances on all of my accounts. I listed them off in the oh, I'm trying to think of the word, guys, and I can't think of it. Basically, they're listed in the format of how I'm going to pay them. I am doing a snowball type method of paying off my debt. It's just there was 3 of them that were 0% offers, and they needed to be paid off before that offer expired. So that's why, because I mean, the next capital should have been after Gazelle. Just for money wise, it should have been before Best Buy, but Best Buy expired. So we had to get that paid off, because why have a 0% offer if you're just going to pay the interest on it anyways? So that's why these ones are out of order. And like we can see, Discover he's a big one. So gotta try our best to get that thing down. This is the original debt risk chart. I did start this at the beginning of the year, and this is giving me not just one account's view, this is my total debt view. So we've made it past level 1. We're slowly working on level 2 here. And at the end of every month, I do total up how much I've paid towards these debts. And that's how I get how many blocks I color in. So as much as I want to fill this in, like, every time I make a payment, which is what I do with the Discover Detrus, like, this one's a little bit more easier. Excuse me, guys. The Discover Detrus is easier, 1, because I'm making the payments towards one account. 2, it's a nice, easy, friendly number. And with this one, we could see, like, it could get really confusing. Because the pieces are of an odd number, so I do have to kind of average it out as coloring it in every month. And 2, because like some of these payments, like this one right here, it's only $25 a month. I mean, I think it's simple enough to know, guys. Like, this would be $25 a month. This one's like $70 a month. That still only gets me like 90 some. That's still not a piece. So it's just easier if I have the end number at the end of the month, and then that way I know what to color in for the detrus. Because other than that, detrus would just be too hard, and we know that when things get more difficult than what they should be, we tend to put them off and we don't do them. So, like I said, as much as I want to color in detrus, because I know I got to be right around here, and I love to see those little blocks, but that is my end of the month treat. So let's go ahead and get into the month of August, since we are talking about months. This is just basically a little visualization for myself to see when my bills are due, what bills are being covered by what check, because these are my pay dates. I really got colorful with the month of August, and I started doing like a 3 color scheme where normally I was just doing 2, and I kind of liked it, so I carried it over to September. But basically, all I do is I just take the projected pay dates of the mandatory bills, those are in green. Anything that is optional but does affect my budget, those are in yellow. So that'd be like my primary color, my secondary color. And okay, so like something that would be optional would be my daily savings goal. So I do $5 a day for the whole entire year. 31 days in August gives me 155. So that meant that I had to do 75 towards my savings on this pay date, and I will be doing 80 for the next pay date. Again, I apologize. Something is catching my throat. So that would give me, my $5 a day with those 2 payments. And at the end of the month, by here, I should have, I believe it's roughly about $1,200 saved up for the year. So that whole $5 a day doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. And it might actually be the thing that saves me in the end by paying off Discover. Because it should be like 1,800. So I'm really banking on that. And that would be really nice to know that if by me saving up money throughout the year that I was able to pay that thing off by my projected due date. That's going to be like a super win. Another thing that I keep track of on this sidebar here is my whole no cards challenge. I know I've done this in other videos, guys, but I have to keep reminding myself. January, I was amazing. I mean, this thing just came through like no other. February, again, no cards at all. Like, this is super impressive to me. I seriously can't believe I was able to do this. And of course, March hit. I blame it on the taxes, but it can't really be the taxes because I had money put back for the taxes. I don't know if it was the stress of doing the taxes. It could have been that nicer weather was starting to appear, springtime and all that, happy stuff. I'm going to say more or less it was me trying to pay more on those extra payments that I was talking about earlier. Because if we look back, my extra would have been under the 50, and then it started getting larger towards the end of February. So this is one reason why I love keeping a physical budget book, because you can go back and look. So see, my extras were only 30 some, 40 some, 40 some. This is when we started getting the larger numbers, and I'm just wondering if that's like what took a toll on my budget, if that's what started that. I'm not quite sure. I got a little ballsy with my money at the end of March, okay? But that had a trickle effect, because once I broke the cycle of not using the cards, it kind of made it like, oh, well, it's okay because we could just charge it. And it got me back into that very bad habit. I gained a little bit more momentum in May, but again, it broke. We had a lot of holidays in May. You have Mother's Day, I have my dad's birthday. I feel like I was getting ready for, or maybe just coming out of Easter. I feel like that's in there somewhere. But yeah, it just started the bad habit all over again. And fortunately, in July, as you can see, it's really bad. I realized that, hey, maybe it's because it is the account that I'm focused on paying off, but I noticed that even though I'm paying all of these extra payments on it, it's not making the amount go down as fast as as it previously was. And the issue with that is yes, I do have a 0% offer on the initial balance transfer because it is a balance transfer card, but with the purchases, there's a different APR. And so now, even though I'm paying it and I'm paying it off each day, that it's still accumulating the interest because it's taking it off of the 0% balance first. Tricky credit cards. So that's what made me realize, like, the only way I'm paying this thing off is I seriously cannot use it. So that brings me to August. And let's see here. We pretty much discovered these, or discussed these. Sorry, discover's like my hot word right now. And I had to replace a hot water tank, so I do have extra payments to pay that off. That's a 0% offer as well. So I just divvied up how many payments per week I would have to make. And that's where we are with that. We're trucking right along. And of course, I do keep track of all the extra Discover payments. So that's again what we're seeing in yellow here. And let's figure out where we last were. Do kind of Bert's hair. Keep track of it with this, which, guys, look how cute this is. Like I said, I'm in love with this planner. This is wonderful. And yeah, so we would have been here where I was discussing a little bit goes a long way. So that's me talking about the whole detritus chart, noticing that it's all yellow. And yes, I know my pen blew up ink everywhere. I'm pretty upset about it, but fortunately, I don't really need this thing to be pretty. It's my budgeting planner, so I guess if it was going to blow up in a planner, this was the one. So I did break down that whole no cards challenge for like mini weeklies. This seems to be really helping. It helps me to like focus day to day and say like, okay, how many days can we go this week without using the freaking credit card? And it's really been like every day I've been fine except for one day out of the week. So I just really gotta, like I said, hone in on that bad habit there. So yeah, like these friendly weekly reminders, they're really helping me to break out of the credit cards. So I'm gonna try it again each week. Each Monday is a new start. So, and then whenever I call it a no spend challenge, that's really, it's a no spend challenge on things that I don't need. So, like groceries don't count, gasoline don't count, the moral purchases don't count, food for Bert. So it's not that I'm not like spending at all. We do all have to spend to live. Um, it's just a necessity of life. So that's what I'm referring to as a no spend challenge. And it's more or less like a no spend challenge in like how I stated that I'm not breaking out that credit card to emotionally spend, to spur of the moment spend. Because for me, that's where the majority of my problems come from. So let's see here. So yeah, I did get talked into going to McDonald's there. That was for break, but again, it's only 2:33, so I did pretty good there. I always do a mid-month review. That's on the 15th. So I just kind of total up what I've made so far for the month, what I've saved, what I've spent, what I paid off. The trick here is you want these things to be less than this, even though I do have a rollover. But again, I'm trying to reduce my overall spending because the more I reduce there, the more I can use to pay off these freaking debts. Okay, yeah, we can see work got a little testy again, but this was the final day shift, 10-hour shifts that we had for work, so it should be a little bit more smoother here coming in. But yeah, I did go to Starbucks. It was triple star day, so that's a little guilty pleasure. But I mean, I used cash and I used my debit card, so that's a no card day. Okay, so Wednesday we got a new moon. Okay, new moon, new goals. I started doing my whole goal setting with the phases of the moon. That's something that I started doing once I got the manuscripting journal. It's a little weird at first because normally you're setting your goals with the month. I don't know, there's just something about setting them with the moon. It's not saying that the moon is magical or it has like magical powers over you. What I'm finding is that the moon is a friendly reminder because you do kind of glimpse it. For me, during this time, it was glimpsing the moon as I'm driving to work because, I got to wake up at 2 a.m. to go to work. Well, since we switched back, it's going to be me getting off of work now and seeing the moon. But there's just something about seeing the different phases of the moon that tells you, like, hey, um, like time's running out, basically, is what I got because I'm a procrastinator. But you'll get like your first quarter moon, and you're like, oh man, you better have all your stuff ready. Of course, you get the full moon, and that's whenever you're supposed to have that stuff ready to go. And of course, the last quarter is like you just relaxing, reflecting on what you did. Do you need to change anything? But yeah, no, there's really something to setting your goals with this whole new moon thing. If you haven't tried it, uh, give it a try. For me, again, it's seeing that thing every day, and it's like a visual reminder of like, hey, get your shit together. So, um, yeah, I started with my whole new goals and what I'm gonna improve on. Um, I am getting better with my whole credit card use. And so again, like I'm reaffirming, I'm eliminating that card use. I do want more extra payments towards Discover because again, I want that thing paid off by December. I do need to repurpose what I own instead of going and just buying new. If I have anything that I could use, like for this, it was like old t-shirts. Um, I can use it as scrap fabric. So helps me clean out my drawers and gets me scrap fabric to make things. So that's like repurposing, things that you already got laying around the house. And what I can't use or what to me like would be too nice. So if I got shirts that still have tags on them, yeah, I need to sell or donate those. Okay. Again, I'm clearing out clutter in the house. I did make an extra Discover payment here. This was for City, because, City's paid off. And now that I'm looking at that, did I mark that? Is that on Tetris? Because we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be for June. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, because he's extra. He's not the actual standard payment. So yeah, he would be marked in yellow. Okay, see, that's why I color coded it, because I would be coloring in blocks that I don't need to. So yes, he was an extra because he was originally City. So got that taken care of. Thursday is a shop smarter, not for the rewards. I did use a credit card on Thursday, guys. In one way, I'm like, damn it, Sally, don't do that. But it is something that I do need. It does help me do some of my goals. Like, these are my budgeting goals for the new moon cycle. Another one of my goals for the new moon cycle is to declutter my new craft room, because I did swap like the bedroom out for a craft room, a business room. So I still kind of have like my clothes and stuff lying around in here, hence why I'm getting rid of the stuff I don't need. But I still need a place to put my dirty clothes. Right now they're kind of just thrown on the floor beside me. So I did find a really cool, like a really large hamper. So it's gonna give me like, jeans and shirts and, those undies and stuff, the stuff you gotta put in bags, delicates. So it has like 4 separate containers, and it has a shelf on top of it, so I'm not losing shelf space. And it's going to fit perfectly in my center room. Thing is the thing was $95, okay? I'm not going to take that out of my budget. Should I have saved it? Yeah, I had like 70 saved. But again, that's not enough. So I did find an offer with City that if I use my City card, you get 0% off. You have to pay it in 3. I can dish out 30. Okay, so I mean, this is not going to take me 3 months to pay this thing, but the good news is it's 0%. Um, the thing with the whole Amazon is that, if you have an Amazon account, you do get 5% back, which sounds really good. But what I've started doing is I've started doing the math on it. So 5% back in rewards would have gave me $4.75, which is, I mean, for cashback rewards, that's pretty impressive. Okay, but then again, like me knowing, like, okay, I might have it paid off by next month, but am I gonna have it that full amount paid off on that card before the interest collects on it? Probably not. So I mean, this is just for like 1 month of it too, by the way. So it's either I could get $4.75 in rewards and pay $27 extra if I paid it off in a month, or I could get 0% and get it for $95. So that's the type of math that I really need to do for myself that's really helping me cut back on using the cards because, guys, that interest is pretty tricky. If you can't pay that thing off within 3 weeks, and notice I'm saying 3 weeks, not 4 weeks, 3 weeks just to make sure the payment goes through and you don't get blasted with interest, which you probably still will for those 3 weeks that it was on there. I mean, unless the thing is 0%, you're going to get hit with interest, which means you're not getting the deal that you thought you were because you're paying more without realizing it. So, I did use a card. Long story short, I did use the card, so I do not get the markdown that I did not use a card, even though it's 0%. I still used a card. Tough love in the budgeting world. So, that gets us to Friday here. And these are these lovely subscriptions that we all go for, and we're like, heck yeah, man, we're getting these. But again, you forget about them. Apparently, this was the week of them because I got hit with OneDrive, I got hit with Fitbit, and I believe Canva was on Monday. It came up to $99.77, guys. This is about $100 that wasn't planned into my weekly spending. And for those of you who have been following, you know this is what I call Death Week because it's like all of my freaking bills are due. So this is the week that we're on. Okay, Death Week is coming up. See, mentally I'm in Death Week. But yeah, these are the big bills. These are all my utilities and stuff, and it's like they're all due at once. So losing $100 right now, not the best of times. But this is why we keep track of all the ins and outs on the budget. Because if I wasn't paying attention to this number, I'd be thinking I'd have $100 more in my account than what I do. So, that gets me to yesterday. This is another one of those fun reminders. My dad's a shopper. He loves going to stores. He loves buying things. This man will literally buy anything. He is just a spender, probably where I get it from, but we're trying to break that family habit right now. And so, out of all the places, he wanted to go to Michael's, which I'm sure that you're a crafter like me. Michael's is our playground, and all the cute Halloween and fall stuff is out, and it's like, oh my god, I just want to buy it all. But I did good. I did not buy anything at Michael's, and the one thing that I almost had, I had it in my hand. I was literally walking around the store with it, and then it hit me. I was like, dude, you can make this. You have a Cricut, and I mean, you can make it any freaking color. I even have that glitter glue. I'm not even quite sure it's cosmic glue. I'm sure I could wash them with this and make it all shiny and pretty. But they had leaf garland. It's $12. And I was like, dude, just print off or even watercolor some paper in the colors that you want, cut it with your Cricut, and wash it with the cosmic glue, and it's gonna be like super shiny and metallic. Here, I got the cosmic glue right beside me. This type of stuff right here, see? I mean, how cool would that be to put that on some like orange watercolor, orange and yellow? I think that's gonna look very fallsy. So yeah, I can make it for free. I already have the stuff. So I saved $12. Which now, of course, this led us to Bath and Body because I got that free coupon through the mail. Yes, I understand the free coupons. It's very addicting. If you're just going in there to get that free item, yes, the free coupon's worth it. But, like I said, all the fall and Halloween stuff's coming out. So, I did pick up some fall candles, and the soaps were on sale. So, I'm a soap addict. So I bought soaps and some room sprays because, like I said, we're going back to school. The beautiful thing about this, which I haven't been using my stash funds like this, is um, I can make those types of purchases, I guess, as long as I stay within my stash fund amount, which is that 22 I take out of every pay. As long as I spend less than what I have in that stash account, I can make these purchases without feeling guilty because I just take the stash funds and I cover it. So yes, I did spend 38 some dollars at Bath and Body on stuff that I really don't need. But the beautiful thing is I did not put it on a credit card. I just used my debit card and moved over my stash funds, and bam, it's like the purchase didn't happen. But the rule is you have to keep track of how much you got in your stash. So that's like my fun funds. Which then gets us to today. I've already taken care of the main bills, so PSECU, that's covered. Of course, the $10 that goes to my IRA. I know it's not a lot, but again, I am paying off debt, guys, so I do want to eliminate the debt, but I just want to put something towards that. Anything's better than nothing. And I did do my $50 extra Discover payment, which I did fight with myself because it was like Doom Week, Death Week, whatever you want to call it, is coming up. But it's like, look, this thing doesn't go away unless I pay it. So I'll get to those other payments when they arrive. So you can see I did start working on some of them. And we do have that new no spend challenge coming up tomorrow. So let's see here. Let's mark our space. That's it. That's where we are for this week. I would think by now it wouldn't be as weird discussing all of this still on camera, doing a weekly review. But in one way, it is weird. But at another way, it does help me focus on my budget. And at the same time, I'm hoping that by doing these reviews, it gives some of you ideas for your own budget planner. That if you have, the large amount of debt that I got, which to some of you, this may be nothing. And for those of you, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, because this is enough for me. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm hoping that it gives you ideas, different strategies, because I mean, going through the whole budget journey just sucks, guys. It does. But it's nice knowing that you're not the only one, that you're not alone. And again, like, that's why I'm doing these budget reviews. So to close out, I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more budget reviews.